Some people say it's like the purest form of basketball, being in the bubble, like this experiment in a way. And then others like, oh, it's not real.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
At the end of the day, like, you're human beings competing. It doesn't matter if you're competing on the moon or in the bubble.
I agree with a lot of people say when it's the purest form of hoops, like it was strictly basketball. Like it is no, we're all like, have the ability to do whatever we want in life. We've made a bunch of money. We have all the access, that's gone in the bubble.
God have mercy upon us.
Man, these folk got their hit his shit, no cap.
I wouldn't do that just yet, cause your ass is mine.
Fanboys, you in trouble, man. I'm about to tear this apart. Did he really just say what I think he said? Fanboys, LaFody James done dropped another episode of Mind the Game with Steve Glaze and Nash. And oh my God, they talking about how the bubble ring was the purest form of basketball. You know that's a lie. We had so many anomalies, so many different things that happened inside the bubble that I don't know if LaFody James remembers. But I'm gonna refresh your memory. But before we do, let's go ahead and get into the clip of what LaFody James had to say, and I'm gonna come back and break it down and show you exactly why he's lying again. Let's get into it.
Some people say it's like the purest form of basketball, being in the bubble, like this experiment in a way. And then others like, oh, it's not real. At the end of the day, like, you're human beings competing. It doesn't matter if you're competing on the moon or in the bubble.
I agree with a lot of people say when it's the purest form of hoops, like it was strictly basketball. Like it is no, we're all like, have the ability to do whatever we want in life. We've made a bunch of money. We have all the access, that's gone in the bubble. You can't just, oh, I'm about to go to a restaurant, or I'm about to do this, or I have this. You can't do none of that. Like everything in the bubble was strictly about basketball. And obviously we was there, talking about a lot of the off the court things that was going on, the social injustice and the police brutality and stuff, all that, rightfully so. But when the basketball portion was the focus, that's all it was. Like of all my championships I've won, that level of focus, like how long can you maintain your focus in order to get the job done? Because you have all the reasons if you want to get out of focus, because you're so accustomed to a certain lifestyle that you like, the hell with this. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, why am I here? Like, I don't want to be a part of this. Like, this is not what, I can't get a certain meal. I can't do this. I can't see my family. I can't lock in on and you can very easily get out of why you're there.
Ain't it supposed to be strictly basketball? You're an NBA player. The NBA season is supposed to be strictly basketball. This isn't the only crazy thing he said. He said the reason why the bubble was so hard is because we're rich and we can do whatever we want. LaFody James, how brain dead and tone deaf are you?
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
Actually, I feel really bad for LeBron James and the NBA players in the bubble. They couldn't go to the restaurants. They couldn't go to the club, the strip club. They couldn't go out and spend all of these millions of dollars that they have, and they were forced to actually focus on the game. But is LaFody James gonna mention all the amenities that the NBA in collaboration with Disney provided for him? Like the presidential suite inside the Grand Destino Tower? What about the custom beds? Y'all know y'all tall as hell, they had to provide custom beds. LeBron, you always talking about Madden, how much you love Madden. They gave you a care package. They gave you a gaming console with the Disney Plus subscription and other entertainment. They had arcade rooms. You could play ping pong. You could go golf. There was so many different things that they provided for you, and you want to sit up here and act like you was living in prison.
It's all good, mate. Let's be clear, mate. This is not Syria, mate. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard. It's not that difficult, mate. You know what I mean? We're living in a bloody resort, you know. Everyone's got a complaint. Everyone has their own preferences, mate. But you know, it's not anything too serious. It's just a bit of dry food here and there, and yeah, get bored every now and then. But yeah, it's all good, man.
I didn't know prisons had buffet-style food. I didn't know that you had a menu in prison. I didn't know that you could order from all the top restaurants in Disney. You could have alcohol and liquor. You got a standard state-of-the-art practice facility and weight room. You had on-site therapists, medical and wellness services. You had barbers. You had live performances from DJs. You had Wi-Fi. I didn't know they had that in prison. Knock it off.
It's a complete crap.
Matter of fact, Lafody, you are the one who spearheaded this decision to play inside the bubble, the hardest bubble. So you sitting up here complaining about all these different things that you were missing out on. This was because of your decision. Patrick Beverly went on record saying that, hey, King James said he hooping. We all hooping. It's not personal, it's only business. Fanboys, you know LaForty forced everybody to finish out that season. The Lakers were even holding private practices outside of the NBA's knowledge. And I got a video to prove it. Here's your head coach right now, JJ Redick, speaking on it. Here we go.
Have you heard, there's all this LA rumor right now, and I haven't been able to crack it, of all the Lakers are playing at some rich guy's house, and it's all like, you know, nobody talk about this. And but have you heard about like different rumors and what teams are doing and all that? Are you expecting people to show up out of shape? What do you think?
All right. So in regards to the Lakers, I've heard similar things. Obviously, nothing has been posted on social media supplying us with the evidence that we need. But there is a gentleman, I think his house is in Bel Air,
yes,
who has a Staples Center replica in his backyard.
Yes.
It's a full court, locker rooms, weight room, steam shower, whatever you want. I've worked out there before. My assumption is those guys are working out there. That would make a lot of sense.
One thing about LaFody James is he gonna find him an advantage. He like, hey man, I'm gonna break federal law, state, local law, NBA law. I'm gonna get this advantage. I told you, fanboys, he had an advantage inside the bubble. What about all the players that opted out of the bubble? What about the players that lost friends and family in the COVID season? Come on, man, you gotta understand that not everybody was thinking about basketball. There was so many other different things going on in the world at that time, it was hard to just think about basketball. Because at that time, they was talking about COVID like it was the next coming of the virus from 28 days later.
But wait, there's more.
Certain dynamics that make the playoffs special were missing. Number one, the fans. There were no fans, there's no noise, no hecklers. So to me, that means no pressure. And when there's no pressure, LaFody James, that's when you're at your best. Let's see how you would have fared in those games when fans would have actually been there to put pressure on. Because there were guys in the bubble who were just playing out of their mind. You had TJ Warren averaging nearly 27 points a game. Gary Trent averaging over a dub. You had Caris LeVert averaging over a dub. People were just playing out of their mind because these games felt like practice. These games were not real games. Yeah, in theory they were, but they were missing all the elements of a real game. You can't simulate fans being in the arena. You can't simulate the playoff atmosphere. That's why it felt more like Summer League than the NBA playoffs. And I can't forget about how easy of a run you went on. You played in the first round of Portland Trailblazers, who were under 500. Damian Lillard got hurt as well, so that series was a wash. You go against the Houston Rockets in the second round with Choker Harden, who started Robert Covington and PJ Tucker at the 4 and 5. Knock it off. Then you playing the Nuggets, who ain't never been there before. Then you get into the finals when the Heat, and you play the Heat, who lost Gordon Dragic, who actually was their leading scorer at the time. Bam got hurt. Jimmy Butler sprained his foot but kept playing. But at the end of the day, y'all should have swept Miami. How did Miami steal 2 games from y'all? Knock it off.
Hold up. We gonna get this work.
Now this the part of the video where I need y'all to beat the comment section apart. Let me know if y'all think LaFody James is embarrassing himself again up here capping about the bubble. Please, let me know if any of the players that I mentioned that was going crazy during the bubble are still actively going crazy today. And don't forget to hit me with the HBO special. Help a brother out with some likes, comment, and subscribe. And I'm 93 Zay, and I'm out this thing.